And the reason why I think it's important is because their stories are powerful. Today you are going to learn and hear about people who have had their freedom taken away from them. Their freedom to make a choice. For some, that choice was stolen from them. And your peers today decided that they want to give voice to these stories. So you're going to hear things that might make you feel uncomfortable, but they will definitely not make you laugh. So no one should be laughing, no one should be giggling, because that is disrespect to the story. It's disrespect to the experience. And if you don't think you can handle it, I really, really would want you to be honest with yourself and me and get up and go. Because if you allow this time to elapse for you to make that choice, then if I make the choice, I'm going to put you out. Because it's my job to protect the story, to protect the experience, because they're getting ready to open themselves up wide to the rest of the world. Some of these experiences are their experiences, and some of them are not. They chose to speak up for the voiceless. So don't try to figure out, did that happen to them? That's not your job. Your job is to open up your mind, your heart, so that you can hear their story. You're going to have a team of people. This is part of our equity team, our leadership team. You have some ninth graders who did a powerful performance when I was in their English class that tied right in. So they're going to set this up for us. They're going to give you some facts, real facts about what's going on. You're going to hear about it on the global scene. And then you're going to hear about how it impacts us in Ohio. And then you're going to hear how it impacted people on an individual level. So I'm setting this up like this because I don't want people to be afraid to come forth and tell their story. Because they're afraid that somebody is going to laugh at them in the audience because they're not mature enough to handle the story. So they're nervous that you're not going to be respectful. But I know that you are. Correct?
Correct. Yes.
We need to get behind them. This shouldn't be the first time that you want to display who you are, your brilliance, your intelligence, your creativity. You should never be afraid to be bright, to be bold, to be smart, to be your beautiful self. You should not be afraid of that. And should not be afraid to share that with each other. So at this time, again, is there anyone that thinks that they cannot handle this and they want to go? I asked you to step out now. No judgment. With that in mind, I call for the ninth grade team.
Okay, so this is our presentation. We did NRR Cat Who, created by me, Olivia Small, and me, Brianna Figueroa.
So, human trafficking is modern-day slavery. It includes force, fraud, or coercion for sex. And child trafficking takes girls and boys, and they use them for sex and forced labor.
Okay, background information about her. She was born in a village in India. She dropped out of school at the age of 12 to help her family with money situations. In she was lucky that she escaped human trafficking at a young age. Most people don't. And since she was saved, she wanted to help other people since it's a widespread problem.
So, her cause. Well, when you're in human and child trafficking, there are 6 or more of your human rights broken. And for example, the Article 1 is you were born free. Article 3 is your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And Article 4 is slavery and the slave trade is prohibited, which we all take for granted each day. In 2010, an estimated 12.3 people were put into forced labor and prostitution. 56% of them were women and children. In Yrec's case, it was only in India, but this is actually a worldwide problem.
Okay, movement. She basically wanted to spend her entire life trying to help with human trafficking, even though she faced a lot of criticism for it, from adults, even children, you know. Most people in India would sell their children into human trafficking, but they was misinformed how that actually worked. They thought their child was going to work and get money to provide for their family. Right now, she's recognized as by the United Nations as one of India's leading children's rights.
So there was a question given to us about how we feel about human trafficking and child trafficking. I answered it as I felt that it's like a great problem that nobody speaks on and that nobody really knows about, and that there's like more awareness needs to be brought to it and that more people need to know about it because it's such a worldwide problem, such a bad problem that nobody knows about it.
Okay, for me, I said I feel it's very wrong for another human being to take another person against their will. And most people don't even know about human trafficking. When I first heard the words human trafficking, I really thought there was too many people on one side of the street, and it was just like traffic. I thought it was humans. That's all. And it's our presentation. To tie into what the young ladies were saying, but bring it more close to home for you guys. In Ohio, we are the 4th in the nation with the largest amount of human trafficking coming in and out of Ohio. In Youngstown, we are 7th in the world when it comes to human trafficking. Characteristics of a predator or John is that men feel as if they own girls or women, and it can be vice versa. They purchase and often subject them to painful, abusive fantasies. Since many boys learn about these things through videos and movies, they try to reenact scenes from what they see. The myths that come with that is she wanted this, she gets paid, and she chose to. When it comes to human trafficking, women or men do not get paid. It's actually forced labor through either being forced, coercion, or convinced. 79% of traffickers or being trafficked are female, and 21% is male. Any race, any age, any ethnic group can be trafficked. Many traffickers can come in different forms. As family member, as a guerrilla trafficker, which are like kingpins, so they kind of take a bunch of people and they move them from state to state. Romeo traffickers can simply be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. They can convince you that they love you, they can take advantage of you, and slowly push you into being trafficked. A lot of it goes unnoticed because they usually pick on the shy girls. And my teacher, she told us a personal story where there's a student on campus and she had a boyfriend, and he convinced her that he loved her. She was shy, and soon, more and more every day, they would see her with the new clothes and new shoes. And she never dressed like this. She never acted this way. Her behavior changed. She stopped showing up to class. She stopped going to her family events. And sooner or later, he had convinced her that the only person she needed in her life was him. So, one day he came home. He was like, oh, babe, got into a bit of trouble. My gambling's caught up to me. She's like, okay, what do you want me to do about that? How am I supposed to fix your gambling problem? Oh, you just have sex with him and it'll all pass. She'll say no. He'll abuse her until she say yes. And now she can't get out of it. And most times you can't be an outsider looking in and step in and say, oh, she's being trafficked, what can we do? Because it takes for them to be willing to speak up and speak out and make a difference in their own lives. The red flags are over-controlling individuals, signs of physical abuse, fear or anxiousness, lack of eye contact and rarely speaks, easily angered and agitated, and are sensitive about activities. There are changes in peer group, general moods, behaviors, and appearance, and something just doesn't look right. The solutions we have is prevention. Just like this program, we are here to educate and aware you guys of what's going on around you every day. To make you realize that everything that happens can not only happen to somebody else, but it can happen to you. Intervention is if you see something, say something. Talk to somebody. Figure out how you can make a difference in that person's life to make them speak up and speak out, even if it's just little words. And involvement, volunteer. We have a coalition here that is based purely on volunteer work. These people go all around and they talk about what's going on, and they take funds that they raise out of their own pockets to make sure that we stay safe, and they provide awareness to students like us. Thank you.
And to tie in with the sex trafficking, I have a PowerPoint here to inform you on sexual harassment. Sexual harassment. Any unwanted attention of sexual nature that creates discomfort. Verbal abuse, comments, physical conduct such as touching, pinching, patting, unwanted sexual gestures, or staring. Rape. Any form of unwanted sexual conduct obtained through the use of force, threats, or intimidation. Consent. Permission and agreement to do something. Age of consent is 16 years old. Punishment. If you're being convicted of rape or sexual battery, you will have to register as a sex offender in the state of Ohio. Rape. Rape is considered a first-degree felony. Sexual battery is generally considered a third-degree felony. You cannot receive consent if a person is under 16 years old, under the influence, or has any disability.
Nearly 2/3 of college students experience sexual harassment. The average age girls become victims of prostitution at 12 to 14 years old. In 8 out of 10 cases of rape, her victim knows the person. Here are some quotes. Don't be ashamed of your story. It will inspire others. Forgetting is difficult. Remembering is worse. It's not consent if you make me afraid to say no. Hotlines. You can find help and information at rain.org, victimsofcrime.org, and joyfulheartfoundation.org. And here we have our equity team presenting our spoken word.
I said no.
I said no.
What is this feeling? Regret, hurt, betrayed, violated? Regret because I was not smart enough, hurt because I was not tough enough, betrayed because I was not brave enough, violated because I was not strong enough? My body being touched as if I'm some toy. I scream, yell, and fight against your ploy. At the end you won, giving me an evil smile, while my mouth fills up with putrid bile, watching me with hardened eyes as I cry a puddle with my glistening eyes. Tear after tear, I feel so empty and alone, disgusted with myself. I feel so invalid, so unknown. Someone please help me, take me back in time. I want to rewrite my story so I can be just fine. I said no, and his fist gave me another blow. Abused and torn, ripped and worn, that's all I thought I'd ever be. I never knew I was locked up, but today, I'm gonna be free. So hear me now while I share my story. Don't let the past hunt you down, it is predatory. Face it head on, it is your territory. Fight the misery, anguish, and hurt, and live in your glory. I won't allow it to rip me apart, for my life is just beginning to start. You are strong, so say no. I am strong, I'll say no. We are strong, we'll say no. I won't give in to the pressure, I will grow. Did you hear me? I said no.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
At first he said it was just some fun. Ever since then, I'm not the same. It does not matter, I'm still to blame. I knew I shouldn't have listened. No matter what, it was still my decision. Don't let others depict your body or persuade you for your ignorance. I was clean. Now he's taken one thing from me. My best friend, I thought of him, the one I thought I could trust, but now I do not.
Courage.
Courage.
I told a story that didn't want to be heard, but it had to be told from my inner peace. It was hard, but now I'm free from the lies, the hate, fears, and misery. It took all my bravery, and I know I'm going to need it. My fight isn't over, and I want it to be, but I will fight with courage.
A male's perspective.
A male's perspective.
Is it because I'm a man that is impossible for me to get raped? Since I am a man, why am I looked at different? Because I was raped. I have a story to tell, just like a female would. Why am I ashamed or looked at different because I let a female take advantage of me? I said no, but she continued to force herself on me. Is it because I'm a man? I'm looked at differently because I didn't stop her. In most cases, men are stronger than the female species. But out of terror and fear, I froze, but because I'm a man, I'm looked down upon. I'm mentally scarred, and from this point will never ever be the same man I was before that horrifying night. Or why, just because I'm a man, I can be falsely accused and charged with crimes I didn't commit just because a woman said I did it. Absolutely no evidence and no proof, but circumstantial, he say, she say. In America, it happens all the time. Key examples: I'm a white woman and black male, he raped me. Now I'm in jail looking to spend the next few decades rotting in a hard steel box, getting lost in the vast jail system and being found guilty to where they're going to bury me under the jailhouse and throw away the key, where I'll probably never return from, see the light of day, or even experience the personal feeling of sunlight or joyous freedom ever again. Shame brought to not only me, but my peers and family because of these false accusations that just tear away and rip at my key existence and my public image. Why me? It's because I'm a man.
Fear.
Fear.
I feel trapped, so lost in the map. My mind is stuck, lost, and kidnapped. I need to find my way back. But how can I do that when I feel so cracked? Frustration tears the sadness and confusion. But what am I to do in this time of intrusion? The hopeless thought of my chaotic delusion. It has all come down to one simple conclusion. Fear. That is what I felt when I saw that awful sneer. I got so terrified when they came so near. I wish this feeling would just disappear. I hear it's your fault, your fault, your fault, out of both ears. And the only way I can react is with tears.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Should I? He hurt me, though he said he loved me. Should I forgive the bruises on my back or the scratches on my thighs? That would mean to forgive myself. I shouldn't. How could I? He calls, I answer. He apologizes over and over. I stay silent. He said he didn't mean it. He was just drunk. He asked if I could come over later. Can I? Should I? I trust him. Should I? I love him. Should I? Should I feel violated? Should I forgive? I need to forgive myself, then forgive him.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
No. Help me, please. He's got me. I'm stuck in a box. I'm scared. What do I do? From the pain to the long rainy days, I have to forgive him. To the shallow waters, no one's ever bothered to ask, are you okay? The way he touched me, the way he wanted to be pleased. struck my heart like lightning. Bam! He's got me strung, but I have to forgive him. He was an enormous barrier on me, told me what to do, showed me how to do things I've never done. Finally, I escaped. The hurt you, as a human, can receive, the responsibility you have to handle. Never lose hope. There was no more fire to burn for my mother. There was no more fire for me to burn. There was no more ashes in the fire to create. Forgive, but that doesn't mean forget. Because if it was meant to forget, it would never happen.
Generational curse.
Generational curse.
It's us versus our time, because life is kind of hectic. This generation is tough and won't be disrespected. It's like brother versus brother and sister versus mother. Because we have brothers dying, mothers crying, things get worse by the day. So listen closely, because I have something to say. This generation's cursed. The kids are kind of crazy. Seems like today we're good at one thing and being lazy. We have babies having babies. We have kids talking crazy. There's a lot of the same things, just done on the daily. But we can't blame them. Our kids run the world and we can't tame them. But the only thing left to do is to help change them. But if we want to change, we got to do it now. But most people are still stuck on stupid and in denial. This generation's cursed, and I really wish I could fix it. If I could help everyone get a way out, we'll all have a one-way ticket. But if we want change, we're the ones who got to do it. Just like all of the pains you went through, do you want your kids to go through it? No, I don't think so. But don't look at it like we're cursed. Because if we look at the negative, it's only going to get worse. So let's look at it like it's lessons, generational lessons. After many lessons comes the testing. So in this moment, look at life as a test. When it comes to tests, I want to be the best. If we pass life tests, we might be blessed. Generations cursed. No, generational lessons. Because I know after life's hard lessons, going to come many more blessings. So just chill, breathe, and stop all the stressing. Don't look at it like we're cursed and try to pass life's lessons. So at the end of the day, you'll receive many more blessings.
Morals.
Morals.
The thought that they'll have when they find out, will they have doubt? Will they kick me out? Is God questioning me? Will I make it to the gates? Why me? Why is the world filled with so much hate? I just don't know what to do. He took everything I stood for in life. I am so confused. I got down on my knees and I finally decided to breathe. Little did I know I was confused, I was misused and abused. He took everything within me. Thoughts that they'll have when they find out. Will they have doubt? Will they kick me out? Speak up, speak out, push and pull, so you won't be the one misused and have people in doubt.
Truth.
True.
Please stop. Don't raise another fist to me. You're supposed to be the peace flowing through my body, signaling melodies of us. But the only thing that I receive is when you're in the mood. You bring me down with your words and call it love. I'm supposed to be the one you adore, not your bitch or your whore. Pain and hurt wasn't brought into this world until I ignored it. Though I could afford to put my life as a price tag, only to get smacked on and laughed at. This isn't my truth and doesn't have to be yours, only if you believe that. Man's true definition of love doesn't involve sexual motives when you just need a hug. He will hold you and make you feel understood. You may be grown, but he'll stand by your side to help you deal with your childhood. This isn't my truth and doesn't have to be yours. Please stop, only if you believe it. Born to be his daughter, yet he never acted like my father. Called me names that weren't mine, made me feel helpless, a dead lifeline. Fought me in ways a little girl shouldn't have had to fight. I remember that night, thrown and punched until I saw bright lights. And because of that, I'm still healing every day. To my Lord above, I pray, send love to him and other men anyway. This isn't my truth, doesn't have to be yours. Please stop. As a man, I'm her protector, her lover, not her detector. I treat her with respect, but she spits in my face, tells me I'm worthless. Screaming all over the place, making me feel less of a man. Trying to cope from misfortune by not raising my hand to hit her, but reaching my arms out to hold her and to tell her, I love you and I'm here. But she's in pain and can't think clear. She curses because of her past abuse. Am I using this as an excuse? Who knew that I would be abused too? Watching her go into rage like a caged animal, yearning to be released. This is the result of you not healing your heart. See, it didn't just happen to me, but it can happen to you too. Know your worth, speak your truth, function with love and integrity, and follow through. You touch me there. You rubbed my hair. I say no. You say don't fight this. You tell me that this is right, but I better not tell a soul, so I'll toss and turn all night. This pattern continues on for years. You're satisfied, and I'm the one left in my own puddle of tears. Time after time, I've cried for you to stop, but you just got on top. Wiped me away of all of my innocence like a mop, hoping for my spirit to leave my body, fly somewhere else, make me forget that I'm living in hell. Please stop. Know your worth, speak your truth, function with love and integrity, and follow through. This isn't my truth and doesn't have to be yours, only if you believe it. You are beautiful, you are here, you are loved, and so much more. Never allow anyone to make you feel lower than you felt before. Please stop.
It was me.
It was me.
Life feels a lot longer when I'm here with you. It's like time holds no barrier in this world. I want to fight back, but I can't. You brainwashed me into believing that I am nothing. I have no voice, and I am powerless. The scars I carry are a constant reminder of what you took from me. You used me, told me that this was love, and I believed it. I thought that if I could make you happy, it was one less person I would have to disappoint. I never wanted to be hurt or to hurt you by telling the truth, by being honest with myself and with others, so I kept it to myself. I allowed myself to accept every inch of pain you repeatedly inflicted on me, as if I deserved this punishment. The fact that no one believed me forced me into this everlasting sense of being mute, ignorant to how I feel, depressed within myself, choosing to smile as if nothing was wrong, feeling as if the feeling you gave me was nothing but the honest-to-God truth. I thought I betrayed God and everything my religion stood for, but I didn't. I deserve so much more than that. I didn't deserve to lose myself in the midst of you achieving manhood. I didn't deserve the mutation I forced upon myself, and I didn't deserve any of it. I did, although, deserve to love who I was and not seek your approval. I deserve real love and appreciation. I deserve the knowledge and sense of understanding. Now I love myself and stand hard on the truth, to build everyone else around me, to help encourage everyone. I stand on love and honesty, speaking out at all times, no matter who doesn't believe me, because it was me. Thank you. Y'all go that way.